Hi there, this is a quick tutorial to show you how to set up and save systems. For these two, I'm just going to use extremely simple criteria and just run through the process of saving and also explain a little bit more about the static, non-static criteria which you must be aware of. So the first one I'm going to do is based on a system which is only made up of static criteria. I'm going to say that it's all-weather races, so I choose race category, and the horse last ran within the last week. So I set up the data, click go, and I'll use the skip and save option and save it in slot 1. We're just going to call it test 1. And then just to show you how that looks in my systems, there it is, it's loaded. I will clarify after I've loaded the second system. So for the second one, I'm going to base it on the going conditions and the odds. These are non-static categories. So heavy going, and say 1 to 40, and we'll go up to 72. And again, we'll skip and save. Just show you the help pages. If you were ever unsure, you can click this static, non-static, and it'll actually give a pretty detailed description of all the different categories which are open to change. It's very important that you're aware of them, as I'll show you now in a minute. So use slot 2 for this, and we'll call it test 2 and continue. If we go into my systems now, this is where you're notified of your runners each day. The two systems we've set up are there. To highlight the difference, let's firstly look at this test 1 system. It's based on all-weather runners who ran within the last 7 days. So providing these horses actually run, in other words, if they're not non-runners, then tomorrow, if I go into the system builder using the manage option here, all of these horses will be included in that system because the categories are not open to change. In other words, we said all-weather racing, it's not going to suddenly become a turf race. So it's locked in. Same goes for days since the horse's last run. That's not going to change. So they're all locked in. Whereas this slot 2 system, which was based on heavy going and odds, as you can imagine, there's no possible way of guaranteeing what the going is going to be based on a forecast, and certainly not for the odds. So Low Delta, who is listed to run in the 255 at Folkestone, is a qualifier because at the moment, if we have a look at Folkestone, the forecast going is heavy, and his odds forecast is 3 to 1. So it matches our specification. But if on the day his odds drift and he suddenly becomes 6 to 1, say, he obviously isn't a qualifier and wouldn't be listed tomorrow. And similarly, if the going conditions change, then obviously the qualifiers change also. And just, I suppose, to ram home the point, but it also works the other way. If this horse, Bridge of Fermoy, is not 20 to 1 and in fact goes off at 3 to 1, it does happen. Horses can get backed right in, as you know, for any number of reasons. Then he would be a qualifier. So that's the difference between static and non-static criteria. Providing you're aware of it, there are ways of working around it. For example, you could set wider margins or specify similar types of going, etc., to ensure that you're getting qualifiers. That's really up to yourself how you want to manage your systems. And as I say, just do read through the static and non-static help section. It is extremely useful and will be most beneficial to you. And that's the end of this tutorial. Okay, cheers.